If I'm getting the milk for free, why would I buy the cow?
Well, what the cow was
Sometimes
tainted, but you like the milk.
Bruh, sometimes you got a free sample at Sam's Club and you bought the meal. So don't
That's
say
real
like
spill.
just because I
Okay.
That's real
sometimes
spill.
that sample make you want to buy
Right.
the
And I might buy it in bulk and try it. It might-
Okay.
A lot of times people have this expectation we should be here. We should be at said point. Whereas no, this is where we are. How do we maximize where we are to
Yes.
grow and be better?
I may not agree with how you felt, but that's how you feel. So now my only thing is like, how do we resolve that?
People only know how to operate in dysfunction. And because you only know how to operate in dysfunction, you curate your own dysfunction to operate in.
And then you get to a space where we actually have to talk about life.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the propensity, or you check out or whatever. Now I feel like my time is wasted. If you don't have energy for this, please don't have it for that other foolishness that you be talking to me about.
Right.
Please.
And resolve requires accountability, but people view accountability from a one lens lane. I'm holding you accountable because if you do this, I will do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
what do you care about? How do we get to a level of common care? Because that's the difference. What you care about, what I care about are two different things.
Just like
we have to find a way of common care.
safe space, care, language, different things like that. I feel like we just need to have some type of clarity on.
One thing that I learned, and I don't know where we're going with this. What up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey.
What's up, world? We back.
I love it. I love this. Welcome back, Lace.
We back.
Welcome back, Lace.
We here, baby.
You bring an element that we really do need. Welcome back,
I bring an
Lace.
element of surprise like a magician. Voila.
And then he does that.
It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know,
Don't ask me. It's your boy T. Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you can borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA Old Boy, aka I'm him, aka Mr. Big Shot, aka the Menace. No relation to Dennis.
Let's get it.
So what were you saying?
So what I was saying was,
Wait, let's set the stage.
Go ahead, set the stage.
All right. This part 2. We said last episode we talked about male safe spaces. We said we was gonna do a part 2 and talk about safe space in relationships.
Yeah.
Navigating safe space, what that looks like, how we perceive it to be, I'm gonna say discrepancy, but the vantage point of how men and women view safe spaces differently.
For sure.
Often.
So
that's what we're going right now.
That's what we're going right now. So talking about relational safe spaces or lack thereof, or how to create one, etc. Number one, what I've learned over time is that we speak a different lexicon.
Absolutely.
So when we say certain things, it has different or multiple different meanings to someone else. So number one, the lexicon has to be accurate and or on point.
And sometimes we have different weight on words.
Correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
Correct. Because if I hit you up and I say, what you got going?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is, what you doing? How has your day been? Is there anything going on? Like, it's a spectrum of things.
A holistic question.
I already told you what I was doing. No, you didn't. I just said what you got going. Like,
and
it may have changed.
And what you're saying is just like, you're not really asking that question. You're just like, hey, I'm
showing interest in your day.
showing interest.
Right.
I'm starting a conversation.
That's it.
Look, like legit, bro. I was talking to my wife one day. I always start off with what it do, right? Just what it do.
What it do though?
It don't. That means nothing, and it means everything at the same time, right? My wife hit me with the I never know how to answer that question. Like what it, I was like, it's not that serious. There's no one answer to that. You can say whatever you want to say. You could even say what it do back to me.
Right, what it do?
Just respond.
Just respond.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm just trying to initiate engagement.
Right, right. So the other piece I would say, there are 5 questions you can generally ask to figure out whom you are individually, because I firmly believe you have to know who you are individually. There's an I before we, right? So if you don't know and can't answer these questions yourself, it's hard to answer it for a we in any relationship, marriage, whatever. So who am I?
Okay.
Who am I trying to be? What how do I see myself? The other one, and I'm gonna miss the last one, but the other one is where am I going? So where am I going? Who am I? Who am I trying to be? And who am I? It's one more, but I can't think of it off top right now. But those 4 or 5 questions and how you answer that individually, comparing that to how you would answer that in a collective way. Because again, the I before we. So answering those questions, and most people struggle with the who am I? That's question number 1.
Yeah.
But all the things that we do feed into the who am I and have either adverse or direct impact to the who are we. So it's just something to kind of think about when it talks about safe spaces, having those tough conversations, or having conversations in general to kind of navigate that.
And you're saying because people struggle with those questions, it's hard for them to even engage in a conversation holistically. Is that what you're trying to say?
Correct, because with the example that Melvin kind of alluded to, in some aspects, you did this 18 years ago, and I'm still holding on to that. So how has that impacted who you are today?
Right.
And how is that impacting the we that we are today? So if you can't say who am I, even based upon the outcome of that situation scenario, you holding on to something that unbeknownst to you or unbeknownst to the receiving party, now I'm crippled in how we navigate the we because you ain't even addressed the I.
Right.
And maybe even I could add another question to that is, who was I in comparison to who I am today? Like that issue that hindered me some years ago, that was then. This is a new situation now. And so I should I should not take on this certain situation as the old person.
Correct.
I'm a brand new person.
The old me has passed
The old
away.
me is past the man. And here's another thing that you missed. You survived that
The
thing.
old you.
You survived that old you.
Right.
So if you survived it then, why are you still bringing up stuff now to hurt and harm yourself in the current situation?
I'm glad you asked. It's a cop out.
It's a cop out.
It's a cop out.
That's what I said. It's a
You're
cop
part of the
out.
problem.
It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
No, but I got the 5 questions. I wanted to make sure I got the 5 questions. Who am I? How do I think and feel about myself? What can I do? What have I done? And where am I going? Those are the questions.
The feel about yourself question.
Yes.
That is the question right there.
Yes.
Because how you feel about yourself dictates everything else that's going on right now.
Yes.
And if you don't feel good about you, you going to make me feel bad about myself because you don't feel good about you. And you need to feel good about yourself.
Or burden you with the task of making you feel better
exactly
about yourself.
Exactly.
And like my man, since we talking about Cat Williams with the you're part of the problem, it's called self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
It's esteem of your MFing self. I can't esteem you.
Cannot.
I can't esteem you. In this situation right now, we could be talking about a random thing that's going on right now. If you don't feel good about yourself, I can't do or say anything that's going to change it in this situation. And a lot of the times, and I say that I'm guilty of this too, I look for other people to make me feel better, but I don't even know what I need to make myself feel better. So why would I put that burden or task on someone else when I myself don't even know how to treat that?
That's the hardest part, I think, is when someone doesn't know. When they don't know what they need and they can't articulate what they need, and you sitting there trying to figure out how to not cater but be sensitive and concerned into that area, and they can't even tell you or articulate. So you just sitting there like, I can't even navigate you or this space because you can't even tell me what you need. And then you in a situation where you getting frustrated and you going back and forth because you like, on one hand, you're treating me or saying as if I don't care about what you're dealing with. But you can't even help participate in the fixing of what it is that you think I don't care about.
The key to that is setting a boundary. Legit. And a boundary can be very simple. So in that same situation, what do you need? Well, I don't know what I need right now. Well, I have a boundary where I'm going to give you some time and space. It's for you to navigate what you need. You let me know when you're ready to talk. Now the onus is on you to figure out what aspects of what you need to bring forth to have a real life conversation. Ain't no need of me getting frustrated trying to figure it out for you. You don't even know. So setting a boundary in which nobody's stepping on each other's toes. It just clearly delineates, I'm here, but you need to figure out what you got going internally so we can both address it appropriately.
Yeah.
And that's just a boundary. And that's all that it is. But we a lot of times don't necessarily put language around what that is. Not that I don't care. I don't have anything to add or bring forth that will help. It might just cause more frustration.
Yeah.
So let me fall back.
Or just like define it.
Yeah, and you do what you gotta do.
Define care. That's the other part. It'd be like define care. Like you make an absolute statement like, oh, you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care about what, but it's like the fact that I'm engaging in this.
Shows care.
Shows I'm already caring enough to be
engaged.
About it. So to say that I don't care because it doesn't look
the way you
think it should look is where it's like, so what does care look like? What is care to you?
Yeah.
And explain the care. And then if you can't explain care, then you can't tell me.
And that's why I say those questions.
That I don't.
Those questions.
So then here's the question though. If they are able to articulate what care means for them, are you willing to do that care?
Yeah, depending on what it is. I say depending on what it is because it could be something that I'm not even capable of, or two, two, it could be an unrealistic expectation that no one could do anything about. So it's like depending on what it is. Like if it is an actionable thing that I can do and is within reason, then that's the whole reason I'm asking. Because part of the reason I'm asking is because we may be in this repeating cycle of dealing with something that we don't even want to be dealing with. Like that anyone who's been in a relationship for a long time, whether you married or you just shacking, as Troy would say, you start to realize you have the same three to five arguments. It's the same 3 to 5. Like they all show up in a different way, but it's the same argument. Like it's the same way. You always do this. You always do that. So it's the same 3 to 5 arguments. So the point is, I'm trying to maybe cut down the 3 to 5 to maybe 2 to 3. Can I get rid of 2 of the same ones that we are? So I'm showing care by trying to eliminate, resolve some of these other things. And I think the frustrating part of, I guess, navigating that is at those times where it feels like they're not really trying to get to a resolution as much as they're just trying to communicate their feeling. I just want you to continuously hear what I'm feeling. I'm not trying to necessarily get to a resolution. So then once you start realizing like you're not trying to resolve this, situation, then I have really 2 options. Do I keep engaging in this circus with you, this roundabout that leads to nowhere? Or do I retreat and say, well, for the both of us, I'm going to step out of this situation?
Or if something is contingent upon you doing X, so I will do Y, Z.
That too.
That's what I have an issue with. One of my homies now is navigating a situation whereas his lady wants him to do certain things. Now, granted, should he do it? Yes, I agree. Like I told him, you should do that. But the fact that her level of happiness, joy, or how she engages with you switches up only if you do this, that's a problem. I said that is manipulation.
Power dynamic.
Exactly. Exactly. It is though. It is a power dynamic. If you don't do this, then I'm not going to communicate with you as frequently as I should. I'm not going to.
The buns.
I'm not going to include you as I was before. And then if he were to bring it up, well, if you would have done this, then we still wouldn't be here and we would have moved forward and all this other stuff. Now it goes back to what you was talking about. This was 3 years ago.
Right.
So I think that going back to that expectation, a lot of times people have this expectation, we should be here. We should be at said point. Whereas, no, this is where we are. How do we maximize where we are to grow and be better?
Yes.
So as we get there, these other things aren't continued residue from what we have been dealing with throughout. And the other piece too that you brought up, power dynamic. One of the things that he told me is that his lady often says, well, you're in control. You're in control of the outcome of this.
No.
This is
No.
this is mutual.
Yeah.
This is mutual. Yes, if he did this, you would do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a mutuality. You have to be able to engage. So I asked him straight. I said, bro, what did she do that? Because it seemed like you just navigating
by yourself.
This whirlwind of ups, downs, roller coaster here and there, everywhere, whatever. And he was like, I love her. She does this. She provides this for me, et cetera, et cetera. But okay, but I'm like, if y'all are gelling in a said way, why do these things keep coming up over time? He was like, every 6 months, it's the same thing. And like you said, same argument.
Same argument.
It's the same thing. If you did this or if you did that, we wouldn't be here and we would move forward. And I'm still carrying hurt, but I won't get no help for the hurt. And but I'm off that. I'm off my soul.
For real, like legit.
Because like, what is he supposed to do in that situation?
What are you supposed to do in that situation?
Exactly.
What can I do about that? And I think that is the difference. I'm trying to resolve it. Once we realize and identify, all right, this is how you feel. This was your experience. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
Some people don't like resolve.
And that is the struggle. That's where the frustration starts to come from for me. Because I heard what you said. I may not agree with how you felt, but that's how you feel. So now my only thing is like, how do we resolve that? So then as I'm working towards resolution and it feels like you're not participating in that resolution with me, that is the frustrating part because there's only so much that I could do as well. Like both of us are going to have to do something.
Got to do something.
So I'm trying to figure out what's my part and what's the part that you're going to play. But if you keep positioning it where I'm the one that has to do all the work or I'm the one that has to do everything,
right.
then it's like, how the hell are we going to fix
Correct.
the
And resolve requires accountability, but people view accountability from a one lens lane. I'm holding you accountable because if you do this, I will do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't, but what about your level of accountability in that? What about your input, the impact that you have in what you say, how you say it, and again, creating spaces where individuals can be open and transparent and not feel judged or whatever? Because he had some valid reasons as to why he hasn't moved the needle in their relationship. Has some valid reasons. Do you feel comfortable in talking about that? Oh no, if I talked about that, then it's World War III. Then my need to
you got and that's the crazy part. You're gonna have to have that conversation.
You got to.
You have to have that conversation.
That's what I be talking about. When you get to the point where, and men and women do it, where you feel like, well, I can't talk about that because if I do, then this. That is a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that is where for me, I know people say I'm unfiltered and stuff like that. I'm never gonna walk around my house, my space, or my relationship feeling like I can't talk about it.
Correct. I agree.
And honestly, and that maybe that is maybe a space where I don't care. It's just like I don't care how you may feel about what I say after I say it, but I'm gonna say it. Like I at least have to put this out there for us to talk about. If you feel a way, then we can navigate that after the fact. But sitting there saying I'm not gonna say nothing at all because of my perceived notion about how you may respond or what may come of that or whatever, I don't feel like that's beneficial either. So then it's like, well, what if we not separating or we not ending the relationship? Then I
have to work through this.
Then I also can't be walking around saying like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing because if I say that, then this, then it's like, well, I just got to say something, and then whatever may come. But I can't just not say nothing at all.
I don't have a resolution, but the only thing I can think about is in those certain situations that we're painting is that people only know how to operate in dysfunction, and because you only know how to operate in dysfunction, you curate your own dysfunction to operate in versus trying to find a resolve in the whole situation. And honestly, it takes a community to help people understand. It's like, hey, you not really tapped into what you need to be tapped in right now, and you're not really focusing on the things that you need to focus on. And truth be told, and I hate to say this, and I'm talking to myself at the same time, you have to have the tough conversation because tough conversations make for stronger relationships. Otherwise, y'all just a bubblegum relationship, and y'all are just today's talk, and y'all not gonna last forever.
And the piece too, going back to those 5 questions that I corrected. What can I do? And that's in response too. Like whether you are the one presenting the issue or you're the receiver of the issue or whatever, the main question is, what can I do? And you have to answer that with, am I willing to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Those are just real questions. You know what I'm saying?
And that question right there, am I willing to do that, is probably the most important one.
Exactly.
Because your will to do something is contingent upon your desire for what you already have.
There you have it.
And if you are not willing to have it, then that's another tough. Listen, a tough conversation gonna be had regardless.
Gotta have it.
So let's make the tough conversation about progression and being more cohesive with one another instead of being separated.
Yeah, and that's my problem with the whole conversation. We obviously talking about safe spaces and stuff and like what that looks like. It's like you doing what you can to create a safe space, and maybe it doesn't look like what they're expecting or whatever it may be, but they're also not communicating what that looks like either. Like, what is a safe space that will allow you to use that? And what I mean by safe space is actually talking about the stuff that matters, because you don't have no problem burdening me with like, no, I'm being dead serious, bro.
Like the word burden.
It is, but because you not burden in the sense of it's weighing me down, but burden in the sense of bother. Because burden could be bothering too.
Yeah.
Right? You're bothered. You have no problem bothering me with mindless, stupid discussion that adds no fruit to our life, no fruit to our day. You have no problem bothering me with that. But when we actually have something that we need to talk about, when there's actually a challenge that we need to work through, all of a sudden, you don't feel there's a safe. So you safe enough to tell me about who you hate at work, or you safe enough to tell me about who is pissing you off, or you safe enough to tell me about the stupid stuff you saw on TikTok or social media or something like that. But then when I'm asking you about real things that are gonna move our family forward, move our relationship forward, change our dynamic, you don't have nothing to say.
Well, that's a burden that is not reflective of you, because again, it goes back to, if something is that important for moving us forward in a way, you gotta look yourself in the mirror. Yeah. If I'm talking about Susie at work or whomever on TikTok, that ain't a burden that I have to carry. I'm talking about them from looking through the window. But when I look in the mirror, I got to bring myself to that.
Yes.
And that's what people don't want to or know how to do in certain instances.
And looking in the mirror calls for work.
Exactly.
It calls for work.
Got to do the work.
And some people just don't want to do the work.
It's the invisible work. That's what it is. It's the invisible work. When I say invisible work, because if you're working on yourself internally, those are things that people on the outside don't normally see immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the invisible work that nobody sees that shows up in different areas and different ways of your life when you actually apply it. So that's why I say the invisible work.
Yes. I know. Like, yes, I understand what you're saying. You have to get into the gym and shoot your own. You have to shoot your own shots.
You got to.
By yourself.
Yeah.
No rebounder. Go get your own rebounds. Mm-hmm. Put your shots back up so that when we come to the game, you could be able to knock them shots down, or you coming with the team. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you have to do those. You have to do that work on your own self. Sometimes it requires journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it requires talking to a mental health professional. Sometimes it requires you just sitting and pondering, separating yourself from the world, all your responsibilities, just to be with your thoughts and playing things out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And not just making the statements, them. It's also saying, but what about me?
Correct.
What about me?
Start with I.
How am I presenting myself and things of that nature? I think the reason why we had a little contention about the safe space when we were first talking about it was, how are we showing up in the moments when the conversations are being had about stuff we don't care about? That's the contention that we had last time. Because one of the things that I was saying is, and because I had to learn this the hard way, one of the things I was saying is that when we are talking about stuff I don't care about, I need to be present. I need to be present. I need to be aware. I don't need to be on my phone. Matter of fact, I said to one of my friends once, is like, listen, when we having a conversation with my wife about something I don't care about, all that's really saying for me to do is get 2 glasses of wine, sit down and get my what's. Oh, that's crazy. And man, that's wild. Just to get them ready. Just get them ready. And just be willing to say that the whole time, because they're not looking for logic. They're not looking for how to work things out. They just basically looking for somebody to be in the madness that is going on right now. And if you are able, in the midst of listening to all of that, being able to connect something that they said at the beginning to something they said at the end and make that connection, it creates in them, he's actually listening. You know what I'm saying? And so when we are able to build up in these places, these are basically practice areas of having the tough conversations, so that when of having a conversation, not the tough but just having a conversation, so that when the tough ones come up, it's like, hey, remember when I let you talk to me for an hour about stuff that I didn't really care about? Now that was practice for the stuff that we really do need to talk about. That was the contention that I think we remember having.
Yeah, because you were basically saying, well, how are you showing up in those other spaces?
Yeah.
That blah blah blah, and I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that should be a good barometer for how I would interact to a more weighted discussion. Something low-hanging fruit about who you maybe who pissed you off at work, whatever, like, may not be as interesting to me, so I may respond differently to that than you coming to me with an actual hurt, pain, or concern that you want to talk through that I would actually be attentive to. So to use how I respond to low-hanging fruit versus a serious situation as your gauge for, am I going to talk about this or am I going to talk about this or not? I think that's, I'm not going to say unfair is not the right word. I just don't think that is right, because obviously there's things that I want to talk to my spouse about that she may not care about because it's interesting to me and she doesn't pay attention. But if I were to bring her something more serious, she would tap into what it is that I'm saying, because now she feels the weight of the discussion. So that's why I kind of not disagree, but just feel like it's not apples to apples. It's not reasonable. Like it's not reasonable to say, like, oh, well, he didn't care about when I was talking about work, so he's not going to care about this major challenge that I'm having.
But that's how people think, though.
That is how people
truly
think.
How people think. That's truly how people think. And I'm not saying that is right, but that is how people think. You didn't show interest in this, so I'm not going to speak on that. And that could be more, carry more weight in what they're navigating. So I do think that does hold some truth.
I had a homeboy once. He was trying to pray with his wife. She farted while he was praying. He was like, she don't take me seriously. I'm being dead serious. This is a real situation. My homeboy was praying. He was telling me
How long was he praying? Like, was he like?
No,
I'm saying, like, he was like one of them types.
Was it?
That can pray for 45 minutes.
I don't know. But he did let me know it wasn't like a poop. It was like she like she lifted up her leg. You know what I'm saying? While he was
First
praying.
of all, disgusting. Did he foul? Did he foul?
That's wild, bro.
But because of that situation, he doesn't feel comfortable to lead his family spiritually now.
In prayer because she farted while.
Because for him, hold on. Now listen.
I'm trying. I'm trying right now.
I know.
I'm trying right now. If you can't see it, I'm trying. I don't know who your friend is, but if you are, I'm trying right now.
Because I'm about to fry his
I am
ass
trying right now.
But listen. For him in that situation, that wasn't a low-hanging fruit situation. But for her, it was. And because it was a low-hanging fruit situation, she didn't take it seriously as he once did. Because he takes spiritual pride in himself and the accomplishments that he's made as far as, like, you know, being a minister and things of that nature. And it was like, dang, I get appreciation. I get more respect from people outside of this household
than I do inside my household.
And yes, and I think for her, this, like, prayer for them might have just been common. It's just it's a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so she didn't take it as seriously, but in that moment, because of the situation how it unfolded, that's how he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that to say this. In these situations when we're having the conversations where for us it is low-hanging fruit. We see the answer from the moment that, hey, let me tell you the situation. I already know what the answer is. You know what I'm saying? We see the answer. But for our significant others, for them it's not that easy.
So in this scenario, did he talk to her about the issue of her passing gas and how it impacted him?
I think so, maybe. I don't know.
See, and that's what the type of stuff that I'm talking about, right? So if I'm praying and you just so happen to fart and that impacted me to the lens of I'm a minister and how I can lead others, but I can't lead my own house. That's a me thing. That ain't got nothing to do with you farting while I'm praying. That is truly
and that's a conversation.
Right. And you got to have that. So, because now you've created a whole nother world in which you feel like you are elevated from a spiritual lane when you think in your own home you're not getting no respect. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean,
and she might have had some Wendy's chili that day. I mean, that tell you guts up. I mean, what you supposed to do?
But maybe for him, I don't know. Maybe for him in that moment.
But you said it's common, so they probably pray all the time.
Yeah.
Was this like are we breaking down spiritual strongholds? Are we having waging war? Are we waging war on the enemy? Is this general family prayer?
He ain't that time I bind it up. I mean,
what? That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm asking. Was this like
saying God is great, God is good? Like,
was this like our usual family prayer? Or was this like we really are attacking demons right now because something is attacking this family?
No, but
and while I'm trying to do that, then you could. I could understand that. Like, I could understand that. But if it's just like regular prayer, like we always do this type of thing, like I probably would laugh. I'd be like, God, no. Like I probably would do that, but I don't.
But I don't know. Maybe for him in that moment, it just was a serious moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So,
but the point I'm trying to make is where we think things are low hanging fruit for the other person in that moment,
which is true.
We don't know.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But you are right. He needs to have that conversation to exactly say why that was bothersome to him, and not avoid. Because honestly, I think he was avoiding in the situation because I think he might have held that over her because he's coming back to me talking about I don't think she respects me in other areas either. Mm-hmm. So he obviously.
So that was a thing. It just like, it wasn't about the prayer in that instance. It was about there's these other areas where I already have this feeling about her, and then this just added to what I already
again
perceived.
Goes back to what you, bro.
It's
That's
you.
you.
It's you. It's you. You right.
That's you. Figure it out. You're part of the problem. God.
But honest truth be told, bro, I don't know how to. I like I said, I don't have any resolution other than to keep trying at the hard conversations. And even in the moment, this might be good too. Like even in the moment where you're having a tough conversation and the person checks out, pause the conversation. Hey, what's going on? Why are you checking out right now?
Boundaries.
That's
a boundary.
Why? Yeah. Well,
but then I feel like I'm doing.
Is it a boundary?
I feel like
I feel
like in that instance, I'm doing too much work. I'm doing more work than necessary if I feel like I'm doing what you just told me to do. After I'm already all the way in the process, all the way engaging, all the way taking the steps, and then they begin to physically check out, and then I gotta push even harder than I'm already pushing to have this conversation to dig deeper now into you checking out of this conversation or something like that. I feel like now I'm doing way more work than necessary or should be necessary for this conversation.
I would more so say you're just recentering. That's what I would say. I would say you're recentering the conversation because we have a tendency to drift off every once in a while.
I mean, the fact that y'all admitted y'all got ADHD, OCD, LMNOP, all of that on a previous episode.
You can't tell Lace nothing, bro. You can't tell Lace
Checking
nothing.
out shouldn't be the barometer for engagement because, again, as you mentioned, y'all got issues, so y'all check out in conversations.
I don't.
So what I'm saying is, if we're using that as an analogy, right? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, that is where, for me, a boundary would come in. If I know you exhibit this behavior when you check out, I'm not going to keep trying to push the conversation.
That's
to
what
find
I'm
out. I'm going to say, I'm stopping.
Do you?
I will come back, or my recentering looks different. I'm not going to recenter and still try to have a conversation right now. It may be the next day, a week later. I want to get back to this conversation, or just simply asking, I know you checked out. I want to finish this conversation. When would be a good time to talk? When you are mentally and have the capacity to take a deeper dive.
And that's my struggle, I think, what you're saying, because I hear what Troy is saying, all great stuff in theory. Recentering and resetting and all that type of stuff, great in theory. My frustration is when we talk about, I'm not gonna say I feel disrespected. I feel like my time is being wasted. If you have enough mental capacity and energy and all that to talk me through the foolishness that you talk to me about, and then you get to a space where we actually have to talk about life.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the propensity, or you check out or whatever. Now I feel like my time is wasted. If you don't have energy for this, please don't have it for that other foolishness that you be talking to me about.
Right. But
please don't be. If you don't have energy for this, please use that same energy over here, and don't bring that to me.
That goes back to your sphere of control. You don't control that though. So you can influence it, but your control would be, this is how you move. And I have no control over that. If that's how you, if that's how you view it and or approach it, so I wouldn't let what somebody else is doing. Don't expect yourself from somebody else. Period.
Yeah, I got you.
And I would also encourage as the individual that's in this conversation to understand that sometimes you're able to go into a conversation together as teammates, but sometimes you may have to pivot in the moment and start being coach. And so in essence, you become like a player coach. You're on the field, but you may have to guide some of the players who are on the field too, because they may not have the same vision that you have in that moment. And so it's like, hey, I realize you're not focused on this play. What's going on? And will it take energy to do that? Yes. But if we are in this game together, it's better to finish out versus to just forfeit. I would rather finish out knowing that I gave it my all versus to be like, all right, I'll forfeit this whole thing or whatever the case may be. Now, if we take a time to if I shift to coach and is realizing that you are not receiving my ability to coach you through, then I would say, yeah, hey, listen, I realize right now this might not be the best time for us. Like what you're saying, creating about this might not be the best time for us to have this conversation. Let's back out real quick. Before it escalates to get to any further than gets any worse than this, and let's recalibrate. Let's come back. Let's what they say in at the work. Let's circle back. Let's circle back to this at when we are in a better place, because it's obviously something's going on, and even when you're taking that space or that time away, it was like, hey, listen, you don't have to go back to the conversation, but look, I just want to check back in. How you doing? You don't have to go into detail and trying to get answers. I just want to check and see how you doing. I think oftentimes we forget that we have to have a tender part of us as men to care and to manage in the wives that we are in relationship with. You talking about? So I went to ECPI, School of Ministry. Scripture says that that women, and I think it's 1 Peter, that our wives are the weaker vessel. Now, Peter wasn't necessarily saying that women are weak. He wasn't saying that. He was saying that men are more like thermoses and women are more like fine china or a wine glass. With a thermos, you could throw that joint, nothing breaks. You know what I'm saying? But with a wine glass, you have to treat it tenderly with care. You can't do everything that you would do with that wine glass as you would do with the thermos. And so in that essence, we have to learn to be more delicate in those situations. And use the same tactics that we would do with our homeboys or our friends when we're navigating with them, but using them with a little bit more tender and care.
Sometimes I need you to be a Stanley Cup. I don't want you to be a wine glass all the time. Can you be a Stanley Cup sometimes?
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Can you be a Stanley Cup
or a
sometimes?
Yeti. I'll take a Yeti.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes can you be a Stanley
A
Cup?
Yeti tumbler? I mean, I'll take a Yeti.
You know what I
tumbler.
mean? Do you always got to be a wine glass? At sometimes can you be a Stanley Cup? So we can get to these conversations.
But I also think too, in the way that you just explained that, Mel, and I do agree with you. We have to realize they not Transformers, bro. Like, I mean, we got
they
what we
want
got.
us to be Transformers.
But that's just how it goes. We got what we got.
See, I think that's a defeatist mentality. I'm not saying that.
I'm
that's
not.
wrong.
No,
I'm not saying that you.
No,
We got what we got. Ain't nothing going.
No. What I'm saying,
we got what we got.
What I'm saying is, we got what we got. It's not a defeatist mentality. This is just solely the players that we got on the team.
Yeah.
And we have to, just like if I know that you can't, just like football, any sport, if I know that we have deficiencies in certain areas,
You're right.
I'm not going to cater to those deficiencies.
Right.
I'm going to cater to what you do well.
Yes.
While we work on those deficiencies. I think a lot of times when we get in the game, we want to see that play executed that highlights a deficiency rather than what we actually been practicing. So that's more so what I'm saying.
I got you.
And it's an expression of, hey, listen, this topic is important to me, but you are just as important, if not more than this topic, more important to me. And the moments that we start caring about seeing them as being just as important as the topic, then a prayer is that concept is kept, and then it's realized, okay, he really does care. This is a safe space.
I feel it. What's the moral of the story, man?
I don't disagree with what Troy is saying. I really don't. I really think that was good advice that you just gave. I'm not even gonna say struggle. I'm gonna call it a issue. How many?
as many times as it takes.
How many?
Many times as it takes.
No. As many times as you're willing, because as long as it takes could be forever, right? Just like the word soon is.
We don't. Yeah.
So, as long as you are willing to engage.
And that's the thing. Okay, so my willingness for your boy Troy, is based upon the commitment. No, it's not unlimited, but it's based upon the commitment that I have. And I realize that in some situations, I have the energy to go the distance. Sometimes I need to retreat. You know what I mean? And because otherwise I will cause more damage if I stay in the moment versus if I retreat. And also, maybe recalibrate for myself. Because once again, like you said, Lace, I can only control me.
That's it.
But I know that for the times that it has taken me to grasp concepts and things of that nature, it may take this individual the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And in that, you still have influence. I know as far as think about it with lens of marriage, et cetera, like that. 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, whatever. You still adolescent. Think about when you was 15, 16. You were adolescent.
That's a good...
So, relationship wise, you were adolescent.
Yeah.
But we view it as, I've been with such and such for however long is that. No, you still a adolescent.
That's a good point.
Legit though, but again, we don't view stuff like that. We don't view stuff like that. You just learned to drive. Think about it.
And I also look at it, since we've been using a lot of sports analogies. I look at it as, if there's an issue that I'm hoping my wife can wrap her mind around, and I'm pretty sure she's doing the same thing for me. So I'm just saying it goes both ways. So if the situation, as if my wife in a matter is like Shaq shooting at the free throw line. We all know Shaq was not good at the free throw line. But what happened? People started to work with, all right, Shaq, change your form. All right, whatever. Do this, all that type of stuff. Eventually, even though they may not be good at that, they see that the person who is trying to work with them in this situation is being patient, is willing to sacrifice in order to help them through the matter. And even if we just increase the percentage by 1% every year, that in itself is still progress. It may not be the progress that we desire to have, but it's progress nonetheless.
The circle, the loop that I'm always
it happens. That's real
with everyone, not just my spouse. Is like, yes, grace, change, patience, all those things that we talking about. Care about the person more than the topic. At what point should we stop? At what point do we stop caring about outcomes just to focus on the person? Because I care about the person, but I also care about outcomes.
Sure.
I care about the outcome, the end result, the finished product, the finished process. A lot of times what I'm hearing in those instances is like, F the process, let's just focus on the person. But if we just focus on the person and there's no progress or change to the outcome, then I feel like we're still in this loop. How long are we going to baby this person through this process before we see some change in outcome?
I think that's the piece that is vastly interesting, because when I first got into higher ed working in student conduct, particularly in the conduct space, one thing that Dr. Anderson stated to me, shout out to Dr. Keith Anderson, he said straight up, he was like, you may not ever see the final outcome. Mm-hmm. But how do you utilize this space and moment now to have a level of impact that even years down the line that may come to mind? Think about our faith-based system. What if we didn't have an opportunity to continue to circle back
right
and work on and fix or whatever, because the progress I've made in this season vastly different from the progress I made in another season. So for me, it's just, and I'm just speaking for me, shifting my mentality around wanting to see a certain level of progress other than I've had an influence and impact on some form of progress.
Yeah.
And that's just been beneficial for me, because it takes the burden away of trying to push someone or something that they may not even see their own potential in a certain area.
Yeah.
So for me, that is what has helped. And next week, I could be down and out or in a situation where I revert back and have made no progress personally.
Right.
So that lens of, now we get into the space of judging. Oh, you've done this, you've done that, whatever. So for me, that's just how I try to keep it at the forefront.
I got nothing.
We got something.
No, I mean, like, I have no rebuttal.
No rebuttal.
And I really just been asking questions to dive deeper into it.
No, I mean, it's real. It's real stuff, man. It's real stuff, because cats dealing with stuff all over the place, man, and a lot of it is a cycle. I do believe that a lot of situations do create cycle. Now the fall is coming, seasonal depression about to hit folks,
Lord
all kinds
mercy.
of things. So being able to address, speak to in a productive manner does help and make sense.
I forgot the seasons are changing, bro.
Yeah.
The seasons are legit going to change. And
absolutely.
That means that's going to be a whole different type of person that's about to come out. Even myself, I'm going to be a whole different type of person. My prayer, though, is to finish up this fourth quarter, finish it strong. I think I did really well this past year as far as like developing and getting stronger, changing mentality. You know, I mentioned about my new campaign and stuff like that. So my hope is this upcoming, this last quarter that we finish strong.
That's all you can do, bro. That's all you can do. And I'm applying some things myself as I expand aspects of business, just how I approach people and how I can come off. Somebody told me the other day, said, do you think you have an elitist mindset? I'm in a meeting. Do you think you have an elitist mindset? Well, I was like, no, I don't think I have an elitist mindset. I mean, I am a part of the 7.7%. So what do you...
What's the 7.7?
I have a doctorate, so I'm 7.7%. Gotcha. So that is a elitist from an education standpoint or whatever. So I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, well, you often don't like to give people space at the table because you know their feedback just doesn't align with. I said, that's not elitist.
That's called efficiency.
And that's called, I'm not going to ask or create space for opinions that I know don't align with mission, vision, values, and end goal.
Yeah.
That's a waste of my time, your time, everybody's time. So that's not elitist in any stretch of the imagination. That is, I'm protecting my peace so I don't cuss nobody out in this motherfucker. I'm looking for a new contract. But anyway, I digress. This has been fun.
Hey, yo, one thing Lace gonna do, he gonna be PC up until the point where he can't be PC no more.
It's like when people in another language don't have a word for so they speak Spanish all the way up to that English word that they don't have a Spanish word for it, and they say English.
Yeah.
That's Lace.
Nah, that's crazy, man. But no, I think we see that just in all of our interactions, man. The world is crazy, so keep your head on the swivel.
Keep your head on the swivel. Well, we're right about that time for the what we always do about this time is what would you do?
Another iteration of what would you do with Dr. Life Coach Lace. So, one of my friends, good friends, she tells me that her friend had been planning a wedding, right? Planning a wedding for 2 years. The homie that she was engaged with said, "I'm gonna spend 100 racks
already
on the wedding."
This is a terrible
you know
situation.
What I'm saying?
Already.
He got all this, residual income from other areas, et cetera, et cetera. So come down to it, he gets upset one day, calls the whole thing off. I ain't getting married. Mind you, both individuals have been married before or whatever, right? Both of them have been married before.
That's even worse. Why would you spend that much money on the second?
Let me finish the story.
Sometimes the second better than the first.
So, everything, from what I understand, everything is in his name. House. He has control over everything. Finances, whole
Power dynamic.
Mel, you're not
so
using that.
He calls it off and tells her, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
You gone. Like,
Scram.
I'm done. It's a wrap, this, that, and the third. So, mind you, some time passed. I forgot about the situation that was told to me. So I'm catching up with this individual, and it was like, such and such moved back in with such as wait, what? Oh yeah, she moved back in, and she's staying because he bought her a particular vehicle that she wanted. So if you are the friend
of the one who went back,
what would you do?
Tell him to get me one.
Oh wait, of the one who went back or the one who took back?
Both. Let's look at it from both lenses.
This is a weird situation, bro. Very weird situation. I'm really curious to know what was the reason why he called it off.
Well, for one, I firmly believe the bread that he claimed that he had, he ain't had. Because it's no way that you go a year, 2 years engaged saying I'm going to spend this much on a wedding and you ain't got a venue yet, ain't got none of the things that you would need to actually produce.
He got the bread. He don't want to get married.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's what it gets down. That's what it boils down to. There was no progress towards that.
That is why you shouldn't shack. Because if I'm getting the milk for free, why would I buy the cow?
Well, what the cow was
sometimes
tainted, but you like the milk.
Sometimes you got a free sample at Sam's Club and you bought the meal. So don't say like just because I sometimes that sample make you want to buy
the I might buy it in bulk.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So all right.
Why would I buy the cow if I get the milk for free?
That's a really good point. Okay. So it went from samples to now I go to Sam's Club and they gave me a full portion, and now they give them full portions. Why would I ever need to go home and cook? I just buy the material, go home and cook. I just pull up to Sam's. Y'all already cooked it for me. Y'all got the Cornish game hen in the back. Let me just go ahead and grab one of them and walk up on out of here. There's no need. If you're going to give it to me for free, why would I even purchase it? Now, if you gave me a little slice, I was like, yo, I'll come back to get the whole thing if it's one little piece tastes that good. But what's happening is people are giving away full samples, not just samples, full samples, and there's no need for me to purchase it because you're going to keep giving it to me regardless. I'm going to keep coming back. So that's the reason why. So why would I feel the desire to want to get married in this situation knowing that I'm benefiting from what marriage would potentially bring in the first place?
I don't like that you frame it that way.
Mhm.
Why?
Because you frame it the way everyone else who has that talking point frames it that way. But a lot of people just genuinely don't want to get married.
Very true.
They're not getting married because they're getting the milk for free. They legitimately just don't want to be married.
And just won't simply say that.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Because there's no
get
way
married.
you've been married 2-3 times and you like, I'm going to get married next year or the year after. You just don't want to get married.
You don't want to get married. Right.
And, that's okay.
And you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't want to get married, just make it be known. But don't put on
Troy
airs.
just like, if you don't want to get married, just go vegan.
Right.
Don't drink the milk if you don't be vegan.
But I think too, a lot of it is well, I think some individuals realize that once the question is posed, the person wants a wedding and not a marriage.
Right.
And I think that's another component of this particular scenario. Now, granted, again, I don't know them personally, but it's just very interesting to hear. You mean to tell me you about to go on your third try and you spending 100 racks and you stop it, you cut it off, and then you bring it back in and buy a whip? Like, I don't. And if that's the only thing that it take to keep you to come back, none of y'all want to be married.
I would never marry you. Yeah. Because that way I spend less on the car than I would have on the marriage.
Right.
Which I think both are terrible purchases.
Which are terrible purchases. And
both of them.
Exactly. And since I already spent the bread on the car, why would I don't have that bread anymore to put it on a wedding anymore.
Just saying, man.
100 racks on a wedding is wild.
Crazy.
I don't care how
Crazy.
much money you have.
Crazy
I know
work.
people do elaborate. It's a wonderful day,
do
celebrating, do your thing. It's wild, bro. To spend that much money. I've been married, obviously. Wedding days go by so fast. You don't even remember the day. You got to look at the pictures to remember what the hell happened
Right.
that day at the wedding. And it's just to spend that much money for a few hours just to get a couple pictures and maybe some.
Well, it's for
short
other
video.
people. It's generally for
You know,
others,
but I don't care about other people that much to have
Me
a
either.
$100,000 wedding.
Me either.
So I just, I would much rather go into my marriage up 100,000
Sure, I
than
feel
to be
you.
down 100,000.
I feel you.
Most
But yeah,
definitely.
so what would you do?
If I was the friend of the girl who went back,
Mhm.
I mean, I ain't really got nothing to say. You already made your choice about
Sure,
what
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
do. I would probably just say, see if he can get to. He got you a car. See if he can get me.
Or
one.
I don't think that this friendship is mutually
Can he get me one too?
Because you are like you not even making sound.
Not making sound decisions.
I mean, you making. I'm not gonna say it's not a sound decision. It's all about what you want, which we talk about all the time. She prefers the lifestyle over the.
Which
you
goes back to broken people who seldom know what they want because it's a fleeting.
She know what she want.
No, it's fleeting. It's fleeting. What you said on the episode that I was not present. Happiness is fleeting. Joy, etc. Those kind of people pursue happiness rather than things that truly matter and that are sustainable and tangible.
And I would tell homegirl, you showed me how much value you think of yourself. You showed me that your love only cost the car's worth.
I'm glad
Oh, yeah,
I'm
for
reformed.
For sure.
I'm glad I'm reformed.
For
Why?
sure.
Because if I was him, I would love to have someone whose self-esteem is so low that I could just
Oh my
buy him a
No
car.
commitment, just the car.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Low self-esteem.
Yeah, and
A low selfie?
Yeah.
and that's not
Come
Hey,
on,
you
bro.
taking me back to the
I
mountain,
know, bro.
boy.
That's what I'm saying.
and that's what you don't want to have. If you're
At this
seeking-
stage
But it
in my
depends.
life.
At this
Yeah,
stage in
at
my
this
life,
stage-
no, no.
I want to be clear. At
But
this stage in my-
previously before
Got some
having
things done.
before having my
Got-
Nick Cannon revelation, then
Yeah.
I would have been
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I low
Easy
selfie,
work.
yeah.
Easy work.
But to go from I could potentially have a lifetime partner to I have a car that's going to last me at most 10 years, you show what you really value.
You showed your hand.
You showed your hand.
Yeah, you showed your hand.
And you can easily be bought, and that's really sad. On his end, what I would say to him is I would say exactly what we've been saying. You truly did not really want to get married.
No.
You just
No,
want
you
to
don't
have
wanna get married.
You just want to be around
He
somebody.
proposed to her so she would be quiet. She probably kept asking him about getting married and saying she want to be married. When we gonna make it official? We've been shacking up for 2 years, blah blah blah. And he
Boo, you was
proposed to her to
already
be.
married.
Yeah,
You been there.
he proposed to her to make
Yeah.
her be quiet.
So it would promote the question: what are you gonna do different in this one?
Right.
For it to be a success. This the third one. What you gonna do different in this one? And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people aren't willing to even address that or do the work to say what they can do.
Sometimes people need a couple tries to get it right.
I'm not saying that that's not wrong, but you got to be able to answer that question.
For people who marry young, I give them a pass. For people who marry young, your brain ain't fully developed.
And that's exactly why people who marry young are more successful in marriage.
Tell me more.
No, a lot of studies have shown that the earlier you get married, the greater chance you have.
Because you have
less time being by yourself. The longer you take to get married, those divorce rates are way higher.
You're stuck in your ways.
People who get married later, divorce at rates way higher than people who get married younger because they've had more time to be alone and develop their personal preferences and what they will and will not tolerate, and they're quicker to quit on a relationship than people who are younger who came into it.
That makes sense.
Learning themselves, learning each other, building together. They get to a point where they built life and built adulthood together versus someone who's gone through their 20s, half of their 30s, and maybe close to their 40s, and then they decide to get married. For 40 years, I've been by myself, or at least 20, I've been an adult doing stuff how I want to do it my way, and then now I'm trying to take 40 years of experience and combine it with someone else versus if I started when I was in my early 20s, I have less time as an adult and less time being by myself to have so rigid preferences to where I can't make change or whatever. So the longer you take to get married, honestly, the less likely you will be to stay married compared to people who get married earlier.
That's actually a really good observation. Yeah.
I mean, it's not my observation. I've seen.
I'm sure that sounds like it could be a sound study.
I was just more so thinking like just for like those, because I know people who marry at like 18, 19, 20. I'm like,
well, different.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah, I mean, different times.
It sounds crazy because you feel like
they need to like older generation, like family members that got married that early, or like people like in your age range.
Well, say that question one more time.
Like family members that you know of growing up that got married early, or people like actually in your age range that did that.
Actually, it's very funny you even say that because now that I'm reflecting on that, they are more so falling in the category that Mel is talking about. They were older. They got married older. And because they got married older, it didn't necessarily
work. Right, I got
out. You. Now for me, I got married at 26. That's
early.
I was trying. You said that's what?
Early.
You think it is? I thought that was late. Bro, I was trying to get married at 24.
I was 25.
You were 25? Yeah. I mean, also too, I was celibate for 4 years.
So you was trying to bust. My boy was trying to bust.
So I was trying to end that streak as soon as I can. I said, Lord, I'm here for you.
My boy was trying to bust.
I'm trying
while Melvin over here separating his french fries, Troy trying to bust.
And that's the Manly D's podcast. We hope that y'all enjoyed y'all's time with us today.
You can't tell Lace nothing.
You can't tell Lace nothing.
You can't tell Lace nothing, bro.
It's your boy Troy, Life Coach Lace, Melly Mel, Manly D's podcast. We out.
Oh, man.
Separated his french fries.
What it do, though? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. I'm him, a.k.a. the Menace No Relation to Dennis. Look, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin. We need you to stop what you're doing right now. Subscribe to the potty. We know you love listening to us. We bring a lot of great content, great conversation, a lot of fun, jovial conversation across the board. So tap in with us. Make sure after you subscribe, please like so that we can showcase that you care, that we care for you, and that we bring in the heat to everything that we do. So lock in with us, Manly D's podcast. Share it with your entire community, your entire network, because we bring in the real to the real.